Factorio! And last time I just completely lied to you because I said that I was going to do chemical science or blue science or whatever I call it. And no, I'm not. I am going to do a mall and military science because I think we're going to need to do some exploring to find oil. And we're going to run into biters, lads. And therefore, I think having some better weapons will be useful. But also, military makes you do some of the things which are needed for blue science. It makes you do steel. It makes you sort of get your coal output good. So, yeah, so military and also a mall to build some more things. They kind of make sense. This is pitiful at the moment. Yeah, half a stack per side. Yeah, there's lots of things that I need to do. First of the things I need to do is this darkness cannot prevail. We need to build some lamps. I don't think I've got copper cables anywhere. That's an irritant. Okay, that's fine. So I'm just going to handcraft some lamps so that when I'm showing in the factory in darkness, it's not unviewable. It's be all of the other things which make this series completely unviewable. Okay, that's some haphazard distribution of lamps going down. It is. I say it's not vital. Like you could just make some armor which has night vision goggles or whatever, but it does make life easier being able to see. I think there's some mods which improve it, but yeah, did I say something about trying to make this as vanilla as possible? Maybe. Who knows? So, okay, so we're into this. Well, why do I hesitate? Why am I wandering all over the shop? Because I've forgotten how my base works. There we go. There's the power. Because I'm running into that bit of Factorio where all of your dreams of expansion require other expansions. So adding more things, right? Let's research some more. Just going to research some very entry-level sort of table stakes things, just to keep it busy. I always find this stage of the red and green research, cogs, give me cogs, and I also need boilers. Running about like a madman. I'm not even explaining what I'm doing. This is terrible. I always find this stage of Factorio, I set up a nice little sort of 30 SPM red and green science, and then I run out of science. Like, I've built all the science. All of the science has run out. I've run out to finish the research because I'm not fast enough at building to get to the stage where... Do I have pipes? No, I've not got pipes. That's an outrage. This should not be allowed in a civilized society. Going to extend the coal belt out a bit and build some pipes. Where was I before I completely derailed myself with this? Oh, yeah, I find that I'm not fast enough building, that I don't just run out of research by the time I've built all the things I need. Because even at this stage, even at this kind of very early... I should watch my pollution. In this kind of very early, you're not really doing that much. You're just setting up some very simple sciences. There's a lot to build. Let's just join for me making indistinct noises of not really knowing what's going on. Oh, trees. Let's get rid of some trees. I will want to expand there, so having trees slowly dying of pollution is not that helpful to me. Yeah, you can speed it up by just slapping down a load of blueprints and going, "Oh, I've slapped down some blueprints. What a nice situation I now find myself in. I've got lots of blueprinted stuff that I just sort of mindlessly build." But is that entertaining? Is that entertaining for you? Me just going, "Oh, hey, here's a blueprint that I I took ages to build and to figure out, but now I'm going to build it, and it's just going to take me like 10 minutes to just get it up and running, and there's no real there's nothing really that's of value there. I think to someone who's new at the game and who's like, well, how am I supposed to figure this out? If I've just opened Factorio and I sort of have this vague idea that I need to subjugate the environment and cause some sort of ecological disaster, but I don't really know how to go about it. How am I supposed to set up these factories? It is how you want to play your game is fine. Don't let people make you feel that the way that you're playing your game is in any way invalid. That is like that's the number one thing to do. But after that, after we set that confine, the blueprints, like, it's fine to play the game if you just want to think at kind of a high level in Factorio and just go, well, I need some red-green science. I don't really want to have to care about how red-green science is built beyond just you feed this thing some copper and some iron. Then playing with blueprints is fine. But if you're playing this from scratch, like, I don't want to make blueprints. I don't want to download other people's blueprints. I want to understand how it works. Then, yeah, you want to sort of build these things. And then building these things... Oh, lamps. How is this going? Yep, that's fine. Light this up a bit so I can see a little bit what's going on down here. That's not really improved the situation, has it? Yeah. So, if you are, playing it in that way, building everything from scratch, it is slower, and so therefore I find that I run out of science. There we go. That's the thread of conversation that we were having, and I think, other than some minor detours, maybe the sat-nav led us up a dead end or something, I feel like I had some sort of conversation which actually had some kind of meaning embedded in it. Let's just set up these. This is, have I said, this is not the most efficient way to mine things, or possibly I have, possibly I haven't. But yeah, you can get better coverage on a patch of ore and mine it out quicker. But at this early stage where I'm still placing things by hand, this tried and true, you just set up a line of miners like this with a gap in between them for power poles, or lots of belts being placed and a wasted an underground belt there, an undie. Yeah, this is nice. It's a nice simple way of doing it, and therefore, as I try to extend my furnacery and build more iron, therefore it's quicker than having to build something complex. And these nice simple structures early on in the game will hopefully stop me running too much into that problem of, I'm so slow at building, I've run out of research. I'm running out of inserters. Let's get some more inserty boys and go. You watch speedrunners do this. They're so quick on their mouse movements with this little square. I'm not. I'm so inaccurate with the mouse. So slow. Why, man, are you playing this in front of people? Because you're just so bad at this game. You can't build fast enough to get to outpace your own mediocre research. You're totally inaccurate with the mouse. You don't plan well enough to have enough conveyor belts to convey your conveyables. It's all disaster. There we go. That's fine. And you will notice me making liberal use of something you can't really see, which is the pipette tool, the pressing Q on a thing which exists in the world, and just I've playing this for about 12 seconds, and already this is spaghetti. This is wrong. I think that will fix itself, I hope. What is wrong there? Well, I put iron ore on both sides of a belt, and that means that the belt will just, you'll get to the top and it can just clog, because these will all take the iron ore from that side, and then the coal can never get there. Let's fill these with iron ore. Let's solve this problem before it becomes a problem 2. a more problemy problem. This is... How many miners have I got here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Actually, I have too many miners on this patch here. So I only need 15 aside to saturate that belt. I do need to build some more. Oh, I need more iron. Need more iron. Iron Man. Okay, that's it. I've got some more iron. So this is... How's my pollution cloud doing? My pollution cloud is fine. God, look at that, straight into Iron Throne 1. I don't think... These production achievements, I say I don't think they're much. Actually, I think when I was first playing the game, this was like hours into the game when I used to first get these. And now it's just like, it just happens as is. I just get the achievement just sort of being me. Right, what next? So, I've been running around a lot, doing stuffs, and just you could already see me starting to run into this thing of, oh, I need to build this, I need to build that, I need to build some stuff. Let me go get some cogs and some circuits and some other bits. That is just like, as soon as things get complex, that's going to be a complete and total disaster. So I need to start building things, and the very first thing that I need to start building is green biscuits. Circuits. Someone's probably much more serious about Factorio than me. May get angered by my habitual referring to them as just biscuits. Or cookies. So, building green biscuits. These have an absolutely time-honoured setup, which is the free 2 method, which is if you're using assembling machines of the same grade, assembling circuits, electronic circuits, they take an iron plate and a copper cable. And a copper cable, one of those makes 2 of those a second, and 3 copper cables makes 1 of those a second. So the ratio of these is that you want and in fact need 3 of these to 2 of these. So this is the classic time-honoured circuit build, which doesn't build too many cables or too few cables. And so we can either know this by knowing it, or use rate calculator and go, yes, that is entirely correct. See 2 factories, which will produce 120 circuits per minute, and it will take 360 copper cables, which will require 3 inserting machines. Assume the position. Assembling machines, that's what those are called. So I've only got the 1 iron belt, so the iron belt can go up there. This is just a catastrophe. The iron belt will need to go into this, but it's actually copper. Copper is the thing that we're building these out of. So same rule, right? We've only got 1 copper belt. And in fact, copper, I think, will become a bottleneck very shortly. And so this, I think these, will they survive on just slow inserters, yellow boys? I don't know. I think rate calculator actually can tell you. So Bernie boys, no, not Bernie boys. Yeah. So you can actually see this would need 2.4 inserters to build at full, but it only needs... that's output. Dumbass. Yeah, but input it would need 1.2. So we need fast inserty boys to do that. Did I explain that in any way, in any useful shape or form? Just put fast inserters on it. That will make it work. And power. So there's... And off we go. We're making a tiny, tiny amount of circuits with this. And this is basically... You just keep making this build. And we're not making a tiny amount of circuits. Because can you spot the thing which I have failed to do? What was the other ingredient of this? This needed these. So this could just go there and get some long-handled boys. And there we go. Right, good. That is absolutely fine. This will need to go, because this will need to eventually cross 4 lanes of this. This is my plan. And start forming a new bus lane. Oh no! No, so many trees! Why, Factorio? Why? Why? Nobody's going to be entertained by me just chopping all these trees down. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to see this. Oh no. We could just speed it up. That would work. Okay, let's speed this up. Hooray, and you rejoin me in the dark. Make some more lamps. That's a good strategy. But yeah, one there. I don't think it needs that many just to make this sort of a bit better. You can kind of half see what's going on while I'm building stuff. So yeah, this, I don't know, my voice is unbreaking. I'm going to go back into my teenage years. So this isn't really building that mini circuit at all. But that is fine for now. What I do want to do is mirror this. And I should copy paste it actually. So Control C and V, you get Factorio veterans will refer to the. Oh God, I've made a mess already. We'll refer to this as it used to be the key commands for flipping and vertically and horizontally were F and G, which got called. Let's research some more. Oh, still furnaces. Those are useful. Those are good. Automation 2. Yeah. Some damage research. Yeah. Nixie tubes. May as well. Yeah, it used to be F and G. And the Factorio thing was referred to as well. F stands for flip. So clearly G stands for glip. So now that they've been moved to H and V, it's obviously hlip and vlip. I don't know why I told you that. That's not really useful information for anyone. Okay. Really? Are there more trees here? That how this is going to go? I need to check my pollution cloud because, yeah, there's a... Did I build some radars last time? I did build a radar. So I think the solution here is to build another radar. Let's have 2. Just so I'm revealing chunks around me faster. Because what I don't want... I don't want any of this at all. Why is this happening? What I don't want is for my pollution cloud to expand beyond where I know about it. And then there will be some lads and they will get upset. You can find that out because you can see from pollution like what's going on. So you see the ground. Let's press P to get that up. The ground is absorbing a bit. Trees are absorbing a bit. Trees dying is absorbing a bit, which means that the cloud is going to spread once those trees die. But no biter nests. So you can see from the pollution display, are biter nests absorbing your pollution? That tells you if they are, you're going to be attacked at some point. Unless you're on an island or whatever, but yeah. We're not, so it's fine. And so I can double-side that. Why would I want to double-side that? Just so that when I build my next thing, it's not going to be in the way of this. And so therefore I'm not ending up in a world of just creating endless spaghetti and a really badly organised base. Same reason that I'm only building on the left side. What? We had a montage game agreement. Once the montage has happened, then the thing which was the aim of the montage is has been achieved. Right, okay. Yeah, so also same reason I'm only going off the bus to the left is if I want to add products coming up here, I've always got space to the right to expand. So I can keep a vaguely well-organised base, unlike the inside of my head, which is just a complete catastrophe, complete stew of horrors. Build, man, build. I want to build a mall. It's a mall, not a hub. That's going to offend a lot of people. How am I losing the plot? So my mall is basically, this is a place where stuff is built for me, for the base. And the reason that I want one of these is because it is so much more efficient to come up to when you're building something and go, oh, yeah, there's just a place here where everything has been built that I need. And I'm not sitting there handcrafting and going, oh, no, I've got to build so much stuff, as I have been doing. Instead, I just come up here and it's like, hooray, everything is built. And so I'm doing so. This is not going to be amazingly high capacity. Free Cogger is outputting half a belt of iron. It's really not going to work very well, but it'll be fine for now. So next thing I want is circuits. So green biscuits can come up here. And the usual thing that you kind of want with... no, they can't. They cannot. Because I'm limited to these. Only go across... Have I made a horrendous boo-boo? I think I have, because... 1, 2, 3. 1, 2... Yes. I have made a horrendous mistake, because I've forgotten that this will need splitters. And so I've not left 4 belts worth of iron. There's going to be people who like the joy of YouTube is like, especially on an hour, potentially an hour and a half long video about Factorio, that nobody is going to watch the end. It's like, as soon as something happens where someone's like, I have a strong game. We had, like, I had the discussion about the montage. I've had a montage. That means that the thing that I wanted to happen has happened. The thing about okay, let's do this like this, because I want to put steel on there eventually, because most things can be made out of these 4 ingredients, and the few things that can't be made, we'll just do an outer line. So what is the one thing which cannot be made out of these things is going to be copper wire, because I need to make power poles. So I'm gonna spaghetti this up a bit, and it's a little bit naughty. And again, this is not going to be built correctly to ratio. Because it's just not. Because like the mole, it doesn't matter that it builds perfectly, like 1-to-1, everything is at maximum output. It just matters that it builds eventually. That's it. That's all you're aiming for with that. Go. Actually, I'm going to go no. Could go no. Just build some lamps using that cable. Because if I use these, I'm going to go no to that as well. I've got a plan. It might be a horrible plan. I'm figuring this out live. Which is, if I put one of these like this, that means that belt can go there, but output boxes for the things can go not there. Why am I so bad at this? Okay, right. What are you doing? What excitements are going on? Well, I'm going to put a chest there. This is going to make wooden power poles for me. I can put all of my wood in that, and that will now, hooray, just make wooden power poles. It'll have an endless stock of wood. So yeah, so I will want. Oh, there's two. Yeah, electrical. Okay, that's fine. That's a little slow. Electrical energy and distribution will require another 2 types of power poles. So I'm going to expand for the future there. What I should be doing. Yeah, good point. A very good point. What is the first thing that I shall make? I shall make assembling machine 1s, which require, look at that, an iron plate, a gear wheel, and a circuit. Guess what we've been making? And I could, yeah, okay. So there's 2 kind of approaches that you can do with this. One is this approach where you go, okay, yep, 2 inserters like that, and then a chest. I'm going to put nothing because I don't actually. Iron chest will be fine because I'm going to put a limit on it. I'm going to say 2 stacks of those, and that's it. In fact, 1 stack because we want to upgrade from these very soon. Yeah, stacks. You don't want to overproduce stuff because you just come and then you'll pick them all up and it will fill your inventory and it's bad. So you can do this. The other thing you can do is more of a speedrun technique, which if I had the inserters would work, which is that, which will pick up from both belts and insert it into a machine that's there. It takes a little more space, but does give you more room for power poles. You could have the output on that side, whatever you want. I'm going to go this approach. Look at that. 4 assembling boys. I'm also going to set up some future expansion, which is this is going to make... Actually, say future expansion. This will make AM2s once I have steel. Don't have steel at the moment. And also... inserters are a clear problem. See, look at that. 100 poles already. Job done. Let me pick up some stuff. Make some more inserters myself. So, yeah, so inserters, the next thing to be built. Let's just pop that in there, that in there, that. Some iron chests as well. So again, this I'm going to limit to 2 stacks because you tend to want quite a few of these, especially once you get to the sort of the robot stage. Okay, so a little more is starting to build some stuff. Next up is inserters. So inserters, I've already got yellow inserters built off the science, so I'm going to say I don't really need those. So there's going to be no output box there. I don't know why I said that in such a sort of excitable voice. There's going to be no output box there. Nobody cares. Nobody's interested in the output box. Yeah, let's try to keep on track a bit with this. Oh no! decided this was a good idea to relaunch a Let's Play channel. Don't you remember the last time that you were terrible at it and nobody wanted to watch it? Let's reprise that feeling. That's good for your psyche. This time I'm coming at it with the expectation that it's going to be terrible. And I don't care anymore. It's just going to exist. So what's going on with this? This, fast inserters. They need inserters, biscuits, and iron plates. Long inserters, long boys, they need iron plates, cogs, and an inserter. So even if I don't want these lowly yellow inserters, I want to upgrade to the exciting blue inserter, I still will benefit from building these because, and I say benefit, it's necessary, or benefit from it, because otherwise my mall just won't work at all. That's, yeah, let's pop that there. I don't like things flashing, going, oh no, something's wrong, you didn't build enough power. So that's going. Okay, so these, I didn't limit my chest, so it's going to be screaming about that. And that was the conversational point, which I wanted to pick up. So belts are kind of a similar pattern, by the way. Belts, you want to build the belts, but the undergrounds and the splitters take belts as inputs. So belty boy. This is... people are going to scream at me for this because this is not really that expandable. In that I will want to make red belts at some point, but I'm also not making enough cogs for red belts. So we're going to live in a yellow belt world. I am a yellow belt girl in a yellow belt world. Life's fantastic when you can only move a very limited number of items per second. Okay, other thing that I'm going to make is goddamn iron chests, because that's annoying me now. Yeah, that's fine. So we don't need mini because they're really lamps. Let's pop a lamp or two down so I can see what we're doing here in the mall. There we go. Yeah. Oh, I forgot the inserters to go that way and that way. Right. Okay, that's good. That's limited. Yes, that's limited. Hurrah. Okay, so belt and underground. Undergrounds to belts for... You generally need quite a lot of that. And the sirens coming out. I'm doing so badly that it's illegal. Yeah. What was the point we went... Oh, what was the point that I was going to make ages ago? Was that, yeah, you have a really long YouTube video of them. So long you have a montage in the middle of it. And it's like people won't sit there and watch the entire thing. They'll go, oh, I saw you do something wrong. And they will just comment immediately at that point to go, yep, you did something wrong. I don't care about the fact that you later spotted it. I don't care about the fact that you found it afterward. I don't care about the fact that it's now 2037 and this video is a bizarre artifact of the before times, and the bore times as well. I'm definitely I'm just gonna tell you that this went wrong, and I've got sidetracked by this. Enjoy the impromptu base tour. Why did I get sidetracked? I got sidetracked because I really do need to think about steel. Because build more bus. Because the next thing that I want to do is, how big's that base? That base is looking a little larger than the ones that I tackled before. So I really need to think about military science. So, military science. Let us consider military science. How is that going to go down? So I kind of want this is usually like 2 whole belts of greens and a belt of reds and I guess a belt of blues. Yeah, let's just... I'm just going to make that 4 belts because it's easier. I might regret this as a bus. This might not be a good idea. What do I want to do? Build military science. Military science will require some more prerequisites. And am I, for the first time ever, not going to outpace my research because it's actually quite slow? Maybe not. Yeah, so military science requires... I'm doing this from memory because I'm cheating. I haven't actually researched this yet. Using my memory as cheating requires some red bullets and some walls and some grenades, some nades. You see, grenades take coal. Red bullets take yellow bullets, which are just iron plate, but also take steel. And walls require stone brick. So we need to up our mining capacity. So I'm going to take that stone. I need to build some pyramid boys. I'm just going to handcraft them. It's naughty, but we will survive. And I am also, however, while I'm being naughty with that, I am going to behave when it comes to automating the... Oh no, we're really starved on circuits. So I'm going to make the priority to the left. This is sort of a weird decision because with your malls, your place where the stuff for the base is built, there's a sort of decision to make with these, which is, do I want science to take precedence over building things for the base? And things for the base might build slower if I'm doing lots of science. Or do I want things for the base to be built before I do any science? And I kind of going with the latter. That generally science, you usually want to be expanding the base quite a bit. And if you don't have the materials to expand the base, and then you're like, oh, they're all going to science, you very quickly run into that problem that I often have with... I'm going to have that problem. I keep being all optimistic about it, but I'm definitely going to have that problem where I just run out of... I've still got things to build before I run out of research. And yeah, this is really starved for circuits. So copper is... copper's kind of okay. Let's... Again, so... This is a prerequisite thing that I'm going to say, hey, it's fine that I don't want copper to be going into building other things if I don't have enough circuits. So let's just copy paste that layout. I've done a stupid because these are the wrong way around. That actually, okay, so I've just doubled circuit production anyway by doing that. However, let's continue. Let's do this. You almost see where I'm copy pasting this. How many times am I going to bring up that montage thing? That's going to be this episode running joke. Stupid. I had a montage. You can't disrespect the art of montages in solving a character's problem. Send 90 of those. That's good. Yeah, so... I'm running out of things, but this is where the more will provide. Actually, it won't, because it's so starved it's not building anything. Yeah, you can already see how... Caveat, again, you play the game however you want to. Yeah, as long as it's not harming anyone in your immediate vicinity. And I'm not entirely sure. I haven't... No, the dog's asleep, so the dog is not being harmed by this. That's fine. as long as you're not harming anyone in your immediate vicinity, or, going, oh, I'm going to post really edgy jokes on the internet because that's hilarious to anyone who's over the age of about 11. As long as you're not harming anyone with your Factorio gameplay, you play it how you want. But I still feel that within the bounds of that, for me, copper's really a problem now. Why is copper just not happening? I think I need more mining drills. For me, I found myself immediately, as soon as I'm just placing this copy-paste stuff, it's just sort of, it's so mindless. I don't feel connected to the world anymore. Yeah, it's like I've gone from Factorioing in an open-top sports car with the roof down to driving around in sort of a giant sort of, I don't know, like 5 Series or E-Class or something, and it's all really, really isolated from the environment, and just I'm not connected to it in the same way. Right. Is my mining problem power? No. That's always a thing to check when you're... It's idiocy. I know I just had a rant about, people who see stupid things happening, and then they go, I must immediately comment because it's not like this is going to be corrected within about 5 minutes and make me look like a fool. Absolutely just come in on that one. Just say whatever timestamp that was. Say, this timestamp, you were a complete fool. You totally failed to notice that you had not even connected your mining drills to your belt. What an idiot. Okay, I'm gonna be moderating people writing that until the end of time. I've actively invited it. Okay, that's a bit uneven, but I've got the belt and I don't care. So that should help a little bit with copper, which should help a little bit with circuits, which should help a little bit with everything. Because that's the thing. A lot of this at this stage of Factorio is you need one thing to be bigger. That kind of requires everything to be bigger. It's just a endless cycle of continuing to make things larger. I grab some plates off there, and I'm going to start building some ammo. But I'm also going to just chuck those in there. So, where was I? I was at this ingredients for military science. Yes, we were going to go and build some stone, and then we realised we didn't have enough stuff to build stone with. Short hydration break there. I'm out of circuits. I just pop some circuits in it, then it will build. So it's fine at this stage to hand feed your machines. That is an okay thing to do, to just hand feed the machines, as long as you have the machines, because then they're just going to go away and they're going to build. And it's more efficient than me trying to make the mining drills myself. And you might think, hang on, really that doesn't sound right, because surely you're not crafting anything. And again, speedrunning, you would see speedrunners just constantly handcraft things. They've got this amazing feeling of what do I need to handcraft next? Fine, I'll craft some because I need them. That bad at forethought, but I don't have. I'm not good enough to plan that far ahead. Those will need power. Oh, I'm not farming much coal either. Zip. The coal snake is... I should dismantle the coal snake. Just going to leave me with a load of coal that I don't want or need. 596. I run out of pockets for this, so never mind. I have the solution to this, which is to just go up and fill all the boilers with it. Zip. And I've still... I say it's a load of coal, but I will probably build a car for exploring later, so I will keep the coal, in my pockets for that eventuality. Mining drills. Yeah, I don't have any in my more that I can build. So let's just sort out the stone. So stone. Ooh, I'm out of belts. And now we're researching the military science pack. See, I said, yeah, I just... I can only go so far, and then it's like, no, I'm now outpacing my research. Let's grab the belts from there. No, other way around. My research is outpacing me because I'm just so slow. What other things? Solar panels. That is a very good thing to be researching, although we can't go full on solar power yet because solar power really benefits from having the accumulators to at least store the stuff. Right. I'm now going to build... I am going to set this up with the aim that... Oh dear. Yeah. Okay, right. What am I going to do? I'm going to set up the... Get it the right way around. The second copper. First, actually, copper we're making quite a decent amount. I think copper will support it. The trees won't support a second furnace stack, will they? But I've already been really disappointed in the output from a montage, so we're not going to have a second montage. We're just going to go and get rid of just enough trees to build a small furnace stack. So, anyway, in this instalment of Factorio, played by someone who is incredibly distractible, we are going to expand copper. And I've achieved 50% of the things that I said I was going to achieve, which was building the mall. That I've achieved. Let's get some inserters. 75? Yeah, a few more. I don't know why I didn't just control left click on those, because I needed most of them anyway. So Factorio, played by the extremely distractible, and okay, there's sort of enough copper to expand copper. Expanding copper is, I say, never a bad thing, but I do have a pollution situation building up. This is getting quite close to those nests. I'm gonna have to go deal with those. And the whole idea of hey, did you want to sort out military science before you went and made a horrific mess which needs dealing with? That's not happened, has it? But fine. Let's expand copper, which is going to produce more pollution, and I haven't done my military science, and it's all going horribly wrong. Where next? Where indeed next? So what we're going to want with this is some stone to be turned into stuff. I'm going to suggest a stack. I'm going to build some absolutely inexcusable spaghetti in which the stone comes up here, that goes up there. That's fine. You already see the problem here, which is that's one tile too high. That's fine. Stone, I don't want a full stack yet. We will improve this later. It will get improved. Trust me. Not a doctor. So this, and I'm going to do a little bit of a trick here. A little bit. In fact, select the correct thing. Which is I'm going to take stone out of there. So the coal is not going to go all the way. The coal is going to go up as... Actually, I need coal higher up. Oh, I'm really struggling with my... So no, I'm not going to do that. I am going to take this all the way up. I've suddenly replanned what I'm doing. Because I don't need stone right now, but it is use... Actually, do I want to do that? Oh no, I can't decide what I'm doing. Can't decide anything. I am going to do with that. This is like total respect for your time here. Yeah? Absolute, total respect for your time. I am going to take the stone up because right now, until we get to a much later science, we just don't need that much stone. So I can take stone and stone bricks, and that's going to become one lane of my new bus up here. And these sort of half-a-side belts, they're more problematic to extract stuff from. But we can live with that. And now, have I built more mining drills? Because the next thing here is... some sort of horrible dog chaos happening downstairs. Two of them, one of them's probably like hearing my voice or something, going, "Oh, I want to be with you," but actually I don't want to make the effort of climbing the stairs. Mining drills, yeah, 37. You placed 37 mining drills. That is now the new canon, sanitized version of that quote. And no, I'm not explaining it on this family-friendly channel. You can all go and watch black and white movies from 1994 that were filmed very cheaply to find that out. I mean, I've given it away there, right? I mean, there'll be people going in the comment, "This timestamp, the movie that he's talking about is X." Don't do that. Don't tell anyone. Let them find out the mystery. Let them go and look at the... do I even have the right year? Let them go look up the sum total of films shot in black and white in, I think it's 94, but yeah, in the early 90s on a low budget, and they will find the film in which the number 37 comes from. I think I've remembered 37, and it's quite a well-known quote. We're building coal. Yes. Why are we doing that? Because coal is an ingredient for grenades. I actually explained that. I actually put that information into my commentary before it was needed. Hurrah. So coal is going to now become a bus item. And generally you want a full belt of it. So, I'm going to go with the just total spaghetti approach here. I feel bad about this, and you are welcome to also feel bad on my behalf about the spaghetti, which is sort of emerging here. This is, again, like, I guess this is the thing, right? If you do the blueprint approach, you know exactly what you're building where. You lay it out all nicely in advance. You know what you're doing. You don't end up in this situation where you're like, I've built totally and utter spaghetti. Oh, yeah, this is... And it's a mess, and I don't understand my base, and I can't find anything. But yeah, so that's perhaps the downside of your building. Your building's just on a whim. But hey, I have a bunch of things happening here. What don't I have is steel. So, how can we deal with that? How can we deal with that? Well, let's get rid of these. Rid of these boys. They're going. Check the power situation. Power is... So, I'm going to research modules because... Oh, there's a lot of stuff gated here. Okay. I'm not going to research modules. I'm going to research fluid stuff. Okay. Efficiency modules, when you get them, are like, they're such an MVP of this stage of Factorio, where you're like, yeah, I'm using a lot of power on mining drills. And I wish I wasn't. But until such point, I'm going to just take a few more mining drills, worry a little bit about my pathetic power situation. Yeah, 16 megawatts is not really enough. But what I am then going to do is make another spaghetti. And yeah, let's just totally ruin this with ill-judged spaghetti. This is so bad. It's so bad. What's just coming up there? That's me going, yeah, that's fine. That's absolutely, that's a non-sociopathic way to build this thing. So I'm now running into the problem of not planning this out, which is I built all this junk. It's in the way of my furnace stacks. So, what are we going to do? The enginery, I guess I can kind of leave it there. So this is not going to come all the way up. Can build not quite half a belt of steel. My factory is already on the road to being terrible. So, total spaghetti mess. Absolute spaghetti. And effects. Yeah. Fine. We'll figure something out here. So this is going to build iron. And then I'm going to feed them into a thing which makes steel. Because you cook iron twice, you make steel. Did we explain that previous episode? I don't know. We probably just did it and hoped that everybody would see. Now we have the fun thing of, okay, that's very cool, very nice, very well done. How the hell are you going to get coal to those inner furnace stacks? Haha. Welcome to hell in terms of... That looks really bad there. That looks like copper's got onto... Why is there copper on that? Because this is something here. Is something here mining copper? No. How? Oh, it's a... no, the coal is next to the copper. Yes, of course, that's the problem. Oh, no. That's going to be horrific. That's going to be the worst, the pain of trying to deal with that. How do you deal with that? Well, you curse every decision that's ever led up to that point. No, there is a... This is good. So nothing has gone through to there yet. The combined... The copper is fine. This is... I think we might get away with this-ish. So that will slowly move up to the top. So I'm going to just set this up with using filters. So, yeah. And actually, no, that's not going to work. Yeah, so that will just put them in a box. That'll be fine. Any copper that gets all the way up there will end up in a box. Oh, this is worse. This is a worse problem than this. It's not that. This is going to smelt because of course they're going to smelt this. So that let's try to get this off before it gets smelted. I think we survived. Maybe pop some coal in those and pop some iron ore in those. Yeah, there's gonna be copper ore somewhere. Not copper ore. There's gonna be a copper plate somewhere on a belt. This is Factorio. This is like your life in Factorio, right? It's just this endless. Why is there this on that belt? Because you screwed up, man. Because you screwed up. Do I want to do that? Yeah, actually, I do. I do want to do this. So this is gonna be my coal for these. So I'm going to make a combination belt because logical, understandable factories are for better people than I. I need more inserters. Understanding your factory is for far better people than I. Check the pollution. Pollution's fine so far. It's okay. And yeah, so I'm going to take this. I'm going to say, okay, yep. And then fill in the gaps, being very careful not to overwrite and turn around the inserters that I've already placed. And then, yep. And this, hopefully, yes, I can do this. Spaghetti squared, yay. And you may note the problem that I'm setting up for myself, which is that I now have steel. But where do I have steel? Oh, I have steel at the bottom in the wrong place. But filters to the rescue. So in case you didn't spot this from earlier on, when I was just I wasn't really doing anything very complicated. You know, I was just setting up some initial factory, and anyone can do that. Factorio gets started easy. This is the reality. This is the horrible place into which this is going, which is just total disorganization, utter mess, utter chaos. This is a representation of the inside of my head, and nobody needs to see that. But oh no, they're up here as well. Right, okay, fine. Let's not really fix that. But I now have the beginnings of military science. So let's just go into this. So military science. Let's just place a bumper. Right. Fun here. So last time I said, you can look at how many seconds something takes to craft and then base your ratio off that. This crafts two per craft. So while it says 10 seconds, you actually divide that by 2. So to have a consistent output of military science, we will need 5 military doofers. And that takes bullets, grenades, and walls. So how many of each do we need? Let's pop a thing there. And yay, so lab research speed, concrete, oil processing. Hopefully please say I can get military science up before I run totally out of research. And there is a practical lesson here, right, while I set these up, which is you don't need very fast research at the start of a game, because your ability to build it will be outpaced by your research. Okay, so I need another one of these and another 3 grenaderies, and that would be sufficient. Okay, we will slightly overproduce walls and we will slightly overproduce red bullets, but that's no bad thing. And then red bullets take yellow bullets, so how many of those do I need? Only 1. So that's all that's needed for military science. I'm just going to paste that up there as a reminder. So the mall, let's just pop that there, because if I make something in the mall which needs to go on a belt, it's going to need to come up there. So this is going to be my military science hub. So let's take these. Let's fill in the military science here. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not looking for the most incredibly space efficient base. I don't feel I need it at this stage. I'm just looking for a base, man. Just looking for a base, a place I can call home. Yeah, let's get some more inserty, boys. So let's power this as well, because only a sociopath leaves their things blinking and I need power. Yeah, so okay, so that's military science will be output there. Excellent, right. So let's build some of the prerequisites. And we could do grenades. So if I were to say walls and bullets come on there, grenades could be directly inserted. Because I'm a horrible person and I absolutely love spaghetti. Actually, the actual pasta, right? It's okay. You know. So yeah. Get rid of that transport bar. So I'm going to do direct insertion on this. Because I'm an awful person. Because I just want to make total spaghetti. So this is going to be my walls and things. And yeah, I actually, just work this out. I think this can be made vaguely efficiently. Possibly. Lamps. Lampy lads. Let's put those down there. Let's get some power into this. Light that up so you can see what's going on. So nades need an iron plate and some coal. I say light the factory up, and then immediately, without even thinking, just disappear into the darkness. Not the darkness, the band. That would be weird. I'm fairly sure Justin Hawkins, or whatever his name is, would have something to say about that. Don't think I'm a good enough guitar player to go in the darkness. Right, yeah, stop wibbling on about inconsequentialities, man. Let's get this going. So iron plates need to come in. Hurrah. Coal needs to come in. So coal is gonna have to come in. So if I want coal to... So I want this to really be there. But that means that... I mean, that could... it's not necessary, is it? So coal comes in there, but I could say... Yeah, I'm gonna take the coal off here. Well, I'm gonna need that stone. So I'm gonna take the coal off here. Let's get these. And immediately I've failed at my mission. Because I've not thought things through. And yeah, so coal comes off there. Goes through the bus that I don't have yet. Yeah. See. Coal comes off there. Joy! Joy to the world. And I'm going to suggest that this splits. And this comes up here. Goes up there. Ah, such spaghetti. I'm blind to it now. That's the worst thing. I'm sure there is a massively better way of doing that. And I'm just completely blind to it. I'm like, yeah, I can't really see it. I'm just gonna oh yeah, you could just do, if you just moved it like that and that and that, it would all be fine. Okay, so probably more power poles than I need as well. I could move that along and it would share that power pole. But we're making nades. The direct insertion is weird because I could be making grenades and storing them somewhere. But why not just go, well, once you've made grenades for science, make grenades for yourself. So, right, so I'm going to make some grenades. There we go. Extra grenades for it. I say for everyone, but no, extra grenades just for me. So we now have this thing of I want to build all of the prerequisites. So I don't really have that much space there. So I'm going to pop this here, start making yellow bullets, and send this over here. So, what are you thinking? And you lot are probably thinking, what the hell is he doing? Why is everything he builds so terrible? Why does he go for this sort of horrific spaghetti? So yeah, I'm going to put my things here. And, oh, walls. So the wall builder could go down here, actually. Right. Yeah, that's fine. That's admissible. Yeah. There's only one problem here, but I will... Actually, no. Yes, there is a problem. So the problem that I have is... Do you know, is it a problem? No, it's not. It's fine. It's solvable through the art of spaghetti. So yeah, the problem that I thought I had was that I need to put things on either side of that belt. But I don't have that problem. Should have researched that. So, next problem that I may well have, is I need to split this off. So... And I don't really have much room, because when this is a full bus, it's going to come down here. Haha. So, I'm going to split that. There. And split that there. What are you doing? What are you doing, man? Why are you doing this? Nobody understands. I'm creating a horrible mess here, which is I want to get just stone bricks out of this. I don't need to. I don't need to. That's the thing. Because I could just waste some stone just going up to there, and it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter in the slightest. Right? Because... Why would it not matter in the slightest? Because the inserter for this just wouldn't take the stone. But I want to make it neat and perhaps illustrate the thing. There's stone on it anyway. See, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so, but the problem is if I do that filter, that would mean that all the stone bricks would come off this and there would be nothing but stone on it, which I don't want. I might want to use the stone bricks later. So I am going to take the stone bricks off there and build that, and hurrah, there we go. There is a level of functionality. So the next thing is yellow bullets, and yellow bullets can come into there. Feed those into that. That can be made slightly more efficient. I would say any that we don't use get put in a chest, but actually no, I do not wish to do that, because yellow bullets, just for Nalvi's use on this planet, they so quickly just become useless against biters. So I'm going to say no. I do not desire this. What I do desire is some copper. So let's pop that out there. And then off the back of that, I require steel, which will have to go lots of undergrounds. Lots and lots of undergrounds, because then it's on a... I should have grabbed more. Okay, never mind. Because... well, I'm going to have pockets full of junk as well. And because on these sort of buses where it's all mixed, you end up needing to put those through underground so you don't end up with loads of irrelevant junk coming on your belt for a ride. And I've made a mistake there. It's a huge, unrecoverable mistake. Utterly embarrassing for it to even admit to it. And guess what's about to be made? Because all of the components of military science are not being inserted because I forgot inserts. Forgot inserters. That's a total mess. That is inserter spaghetti, but you live. I would live. And the very last thing I want to do is just set this thing up with some priorities and say wall goes to that the thing. Because any excess, and I do make an excess of this stuff, can be popped into a chest. So walls you tend to need quite a lot of. Red bullets you tend to need quite a lot of as well. So hooray, red bullets are being made. That needs more power. And yes, it made some science. Which I now have a problem because this is on the other side of the mall. So I'm going to just interrupt the mall. Little bit of spaghetti. Totally fine. The dog's making the most ridiculous noise. And also I need to go through my circuits. And I need to go through these trees. Oh dear. That's not worked out, has it? This is fine. So this circuit build, I will need to make a much bigger circuit build later. That's okay for now. So I will be able to double production by upgrading the assemblers to a better class of assembler anyway. So it's going to be fine. It's all going to be absolutely, totally fine. Just ignore everything that I'm doing. So to sort of spaghetti the science down here. Yeah, this is fine. It's not fine. It's really, really not fine. It's shameful Factorio is what it is. Okay, that's fine. Just needs a power there. So yeah, we are making, I think, 30 a minute of science. And check that. Yep, 30 a minute. And nothing here, no things here have not enough. So hurrah! Hurrah! That's all good. Yeah, so piercing round magazines. So I think that is a long time. Are we no nests are absorbing anything, but if we want, or I want any expansion, I'm gonna need to go deal with those nests. So that I think is going to be next time's task is going to be, well, let's start researching all the damage and weapon shooting speed and follower robot count and all of those. And the text plates. Look, this is how you cheat research. You just add extra stuff. So yeah, so next time I think I'm going to go and deal with the biters. I'm going to start expanding my influence around here. And after that, we might even get to the promised chemical science, possibly ages after I said I'd get to it. But I think that's enough for now. I knew it was enough for now. I put about 75 minutes ago, but enjoy, and I shall see you all at some future point, or possibly not. This is possibly the point that's made you quit. Outros. Bye. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Flat version of Wallace and da, 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 theme. Da, 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 da. This wasn't supposed to have lyrics and not sung by someone who cannot sing. Da, 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 da. There was a tune somewhere there which I have. Maybe I could do that in the style of William Shatner. How William Shatner, who's did the whole? She came from Greece. She had a thirst for knowledge. She studied sculpture at St Martin's College, because that's going to get me copyright struck. How would he do like an instrumental? Da 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 da.